billion-dollar restaurant chain stole my grandmother's recipe. Then they sent me a cease and desist for making it. I run a food truck. One truck, one window, one fryer that screams at me every morning. My grandmother left me 3 things when she passed: a dented copper pot, a notebook full of recipes in handwriting I can barely read, and one sauce. People lose their minds over that sauce. They drive across the city for it. They propose to it. I have watched a grown man cry into a paper boat of fries because the sauce reminded him of his childhood. So when a guy in a clean suit showed up one Tuesday and ordered 6 servings, I figured he was hungry. He came back Thursday, then Monday. He always ordered the sauce, always asked what was in it, always smiled when I said family secret. I should have known. Hungry people eat. This guy was studying. 3 months later, my cousin texts me a photo from a mall 2 states away. New menu item at a chain with 400 locations. Same name my grandmother used. Same color. Same little swirl of chili oil on top that I do because she did it. They called it artisan heritage sauce. They put a cartoon grandmother on the cup. I called them. I emailed them. I sat on hold for an hour listening to a jazz version of a song I used to like. A woman from their legal team finally picked up and told me, in the calmest voice I have ever heard, that recipes cannot be copyrighted. She was right. You can copy a recipe all day long. What you cannot copy is proof. Because here is what the man in the suit did not study. My grandmother was paranoid. She grew up with nothing and trusted almost no one. And when she wrote that sauce down, she did something strange. She wrote one ingredient wrong. On purpose. The notebook says smoked paprika. The real sauce uses a dried pepper she toasted herself. A pepper that tastes nothing like paprika. A pepper that took me 2 years to even identify after she died. Anyone who copied the notebook would make a sauce that was close. Almost right. Missing the one thing that makes people cry into their fries. I drove to that mall. I bought their artisan heritage sauce. I tasted it in the parking lot. Paprika. They had not stolen my grandmother's recipe. They had stolen her decoy. Now, I am one guy with one truck. I cannot sue a chain with 400 locations and a jazz hold line. But I have something better than lawyers. I have the internet, and I have the truth, and the truth makes a really good video. So I filmed myself making the real sauce. The copper pot. The notebook. The wrong ingredients circled in red. Then I drove to their mall, bought their version, and tasted them side by side on camera. Mine, then theirs. My face, then my face again. I did not say a single mean word. I did not have to. I just let people watch a giant company confidently sell a mistake. That video did numbers I cannot fully explain. People do not like billion-dollar companies. People really do not like billion-dollar companies that put a fake grandmother on a cup. Their own customers started leaving reviews comparing the two. Food bloggers showed up at my window with cameras. A line formed that wrapped around the block and stayed there for a week. 11 days later, the same calm woman from legal called me back. The voice was not calm anymore. They wanted to buy the recipe. The real one. They offered a number with enough zeros that I had to sit down on an overturned bucket and breathe. I said no. Not because of the money. The money would have changed my life. I said no because some things are not for sale, and a sauce a poor woman invented to feed her family is one of them. I told them they were welcome to keep selling paprika to 400 malls. I told them my grandmother would have found that hilarious. They quietly pulled the product a month later. The cartoon grandmother vanished. No apology, no announcement, just gone. The way big companies make their mistakes disappear. I still run the truck. One window, one fryer, the same dented copper pot. The line is longer now. Sometimes people ask if I am angry that a company tried to steal from me and walked away with nothing but a refund and some bad reviews. I am not angry. My grandmother trusted almost no one, and she was usually right, and she protected the one thing she had left to give me from a room full of people in suits she never met. She did that with a single wrong word in a notebook. So no, I am not angry. I am proud.